Did you guys know that back in after World War II, there was a physician that had found out during all of the stuff that was going on with the wars, and especially in Germany with all of the things that had happened with all of the death and all of the concentration camps and stuff, that he started to find that there were conflicts that were going on within people's bodies after the war. So even though a lot of people came home, there was a lot of illnesses from TBs and other things which are happening right now in Kansas and stuff. And so when I took a look at what his decoding was, TB has to do with territorial conflict. So there is a feeling of danger that's coming, but they don't know how to stop what's coming. But they also know that there is somebody going to be invading their personal territory, and they don't know how to stop it, which has already happened. We've already had a situation happen with EM using, taking our information and changing the code. We don't even know what's been done, and everybody keeps acting like that, they're going to continue to be operating from a place of democracy and following the courts. And that's just not going to happen. So as all of these other dangers and imminent things happen, he's already used COVID to kill a lot of Americans already. So what else is he going to use, along with weakening our systems and stuff, which I've been seeing some other types of, reports from measles going across the country and stuff. So when I took a look at the TB, fear of territory makes sense, because we just had our, situation where they felt that their territory was going to be somehow taken over, and now they're going to realize that, that everything's going to be taken away from them. So we're not going to have any health care. There's going to be, he's already gotten everything in the country. So the fact that, what can we do to start to taking care of ourselves and stuff? Because I have information that's similar to what they would consider, what the heck is it called? Epigenetics is what they call, the other ones were called. But this one, he had much more specific stuff. He was from Germany. He saw all the things that had gone on. He was a doctor and had found out particular types of things that we call artifacts here in America underneath the doctors, that those were considered the areas of the emotion that happened. So if you have a hammer focus on your head that looks kind of like a bullseye, you'll have one over the lungs, or you'll end up developing a TB or some sort of cancers of territorial conflict or something like that. So as I had studied all of that stuff, wasn't ever quite sure on what to do with it until now. So I'm going to be teaching a class. I'm going to be charging $333. I'm not going to do an hour worth of videos and stuff to have you sign up for a class that's worth $50 million, and 2,000 over here and 20,000. We're going to get a bonus and all of that. I am tired of that crap. I'm tired of that type of video stuff that's been going on, where, the other day I signed up for a particular program because I've had all this really strange inflammation, and I get in there, it's like $40 for the one part, and then the rest of it is, $500 worth of supplements, from vinegar and some other things. So it's a little, I'm tired of everybody using that same particular thing. We don't need that right now. We need people that are going to come out. I don't hear too much going on with our spiritual leaders and stuff. I did spiritual work with a lot of people across the world, international clients and everything. But I got burnt out. I got burnt out on, having to tell people that they were, of the divine energy. How did they think their body was walking around? And they said a soul, but they didn't know where their soul came from. So as I start to look at all this stuff, what are we going to do to create some new habits that are going to take care of ourselves? Are we going to go out hiking more? Are we going to, you know, get out into nature and all of that type of thing? I've got a whole class that I have taken. I have been certified within their program to be able to tell people what's kind of going on. So like it's stated like the bird flu and all of that. That's animals sort of attacking us as a species because we just, you know, put them into cages and stuff like that. And then, you know, we wonder why that, you know, because they're trying to feed a lot of us across the world. And but as we start to get farther into it, you know, we're going to start to see some more types of illnesses and things. COVID was created, and you know, I hadn't been able to do the shot because I already had an autoimmune situation going on, and I just didn't know what they were going to put in it, and so I decided not to do that. But for myself, and seeing, you know, what we need to do, what small victories are we going to be able to do until we start seeing some changes, you know, because we're underneath some sort of nightmare. We're definitely are going to start seeing a whole lot more illnesses and stuff. And the fact that he's just gutting the government, then we don't really have anything that we're going to be able to fall back on. If we're going to be state to state, and that's what they're trying to generate, and along with slavery and all of that type of stuff, we're going to be in a world of hurt. We're going to end up having sudden emotional shocks. The kids will be traumatized along with the adults because we don't have coping mechanisms to deal with this type of stuff. So what are we going to do? How are we going to be able to take care of ourselves during this time? Should we grow our own food for our neighborhoods? How do we kind of get that back together for ourselves? How are we going to look forward to this year, and, you know, in continuing to contact our local representatives, along with, I think that, you know, people need to contact Kamala, you know, and say, hey, we need to know what's kind of going on here. You know, she's an attorney and would have an idea of what lawsuits to put up against this regime that has just taken over. And, you know, what are we going to do? So with these conflicts that are going to be going on with, you know, with women especially, I'm kind of curious of what's going to end up popping up for us. Will there be more, you know, other types of cancers? By the way, cancer has to do with supercells during stressful times. And when we're stressed out, our bodies will keep us in a place of safety and stuff, and cancer cells will start to grow once that conflict is over. Or when we start to feel that our conflicts are being taken care of because we've moved out of the situation or whatever. But this whole country just got thrown into a regime that is talking about, you know, that, you know, we're here to just service them, and we're not gonna stand for that. And the divine feminine that's supposed to be taking over at this point, you know, everybody's like, oh, you know, everything's okay, and, you know, we're gonna come out on the other side of that. I'm not sure what's going to be happening, but I want to know how we're going to stay balanced in these stressful times, how women are going to be able to take care of themselves through taking, you know, self-defense classes and stuff. Krav Maga, it was one that I took because I had been attacked and lifted up by my throat and thrown around like a rag doll. So when horrible things happen, it's like, what do you do to protect yourself? Because what my dad had taught me, he's like, you know, grab the guy's finger here and push on it. Well, that can't happen when you're being lifted up in the air. It's sort of ridiculous. And, you know, all of these things that he had taught me, we absolutely didn't do a thing for me. But when I went and talked with the particular guys that were teaching kata, and they were like, hey, you don't need that. You need to be able to take the gun out of their hand. You need to figure out a way of being able to defend yourself. Learn how to use your hips. Get used to being, thrown up against a wall and things like that, which is what they do there. They teach you not to be afraid, and how to use your body and stuff, because we have different strengths than they do. And as the lady on the TikTok shop had stated, you have 7 seconds to change their mind, and that's normally not going to happen. So go to find in your area. There's Krav Maga classes everywhere. It's a type of training that teaches you how to take knives out of people's hands, how if you get picked up, like mine was, I had to get over the fear of being picked up by my throat and thrown around, and it was pretty awful to go through. I was definitely in a lot of danger, and because of what happened to me a few years back, I make sure that I've taken care of my body during that stressful time and stuff. And I've had 3 hammer focuses that have happened since then that I've paid attention to and stuff. And right now I've got something going on in my intestines. Intestine has to do with being able to assimilate our food or assimilate, nutrition, that type of thing. So as I go through these processes and stuff, I'm going to be getting these classes up. I'm going to figure out a way of putting up a funnel to be able to do that, because I do have a website, but I'm not sure how you can, because I'm learning all the computer part of this pretty quickly, and trying to figure out how to do all of this stuff, because everything is done online now. But what are we going to do during these times? How are women going to be able to protect themselves? Krav Maga is one of the best when it comes to stuff, because it really does teach you. They start off, as long as you don't go into, like, the classes that I had been going to, they started to kind of change too much. They had come back from, one of the teachers had come back from Los Angeles, and they had kicked her so hard that they blew her spleen open. And I just thought, she was trying to be a tough guy in a guy's world, and I thought she ended up harming herself, and I kind of backed out of that because I wasn't wanting to do that. I already got harmed. I wanted to be able to have some strategic skills to be able to figure out, what to do with the situation, and how to just change all of this whole stuff that happened. Get in place of empowerment and stuff, because when I talked to the guys about what happened, how I was lifted up, how I got choked out from behind, they basically just said, well, nobody would have been able to get out of that. But what if you would have been able to get out of that, though, if you would have been able to follow through with certain types of movements around his body. And when I look back on it now, thank God he put me down. But the whole thing was a nightmare, and my body got, thrown around pretty good. So I took some special classes. I'm going to go back now and start relearning the things so that I can value what's not happening out there to ourselves, and value what's going on with the women, and that we need to start taking care of this situation and protecting our body. We have TB that's popping up. We've got some measles outbreaks and stuff, which I'll take a look, and I have a whole series of books that I'm going to go through. But I want to know, it's like, I'm figuring that if I charge about $333, everybody can afford that during these crazy times. And then I can, do a quick evaluation and stuff. But, right now we just need to be able to find out what we're going to do. How are we going to be able to take care of ourselves? Is the Krav Maga a good way for you to do it? I didn't find that karate was that wasn't, because to me, karate is about somebody sparring with you with katas and stuff. And, with all of the things that are on TV right now, which I think is kind of interesting, the karate thing is wonderful. If you've got years of karate underneath your belt, you're going to be fine. But if you need something that's going to be able to take that gun away from them and use it against them, then Krav will be the thing that you need to do. And I'm going to re-register with the classes, but right now I haven't been able to do it because I've got something going on here with my intestine. and I'm looking to find an appointment and things like that. But, you know, it wouldn't surprise me that I'm not able to, you know, assimilate my food or nutrition right now with everything that's a territorial conflict going across the United States. And, you know, and our representative acting like that, you know, that this regime isn't going to continue. And now we wonder how other situations happen. This has been a long process of them wanting to take over our country because they hate us over here in certain places. You know, basically, this whole situation, there's a lot of people out there that have great channels that are going to continue being able to put up information, but I want to give up new skills to people. I want to give women and new skills about how to take care of themselves. You know, and I'll open up, I was thinking initially just opening it up to females, but you know what, there's probably going to be a huge amount of other people that are going to need this information and how to protect themselves. You know, the LGBTQ group, maybe you need to go out and start taking Krav classes and stuff. Krav Maga is pretty much everywhere. Almost all of the major martial arts studios and stuff have some sort of teacher or know it themselves. So take a look at that. How are we going to create some sort of small victories and stuff on a daily basis so that we feel that we're creating something, contacting Kamala Harris directly. There is the 5 calls that I have got an app on. It has to do with the particular state that I'm in. But I want to be able to bring this love and passion about what I am doing and bring the love and compassion about how to take care of ourselves during this stressful time until the, you know, Democrats figure out a way of being able to change this. So I'm part of the 4 a.m. club, and immediately after the election lies that had gone down, I had contacted on, I think it was TikTok, but I had contacted Kamala and stated, I don't know if you guys ever read anything on this backside, but this has been, you know, this election has been hijacked across all, across everything that's gone on here in the States. You know, did you know that he used, you know, some things and materials and all of that to be able to create, you know, these fake numbers? And because Arizona is actually a blue state, it's not red. They keep saying it's red. We've got 2 representatives here that are blue. We've got the new, we've got Mark, we've got Mark, and we've got the new Rubin guy that are here and stuff. That's 2 Democrats party, and they're still saying that the state turned red. So it doesn't make any sense. A lot of things. So I think Kamala needs to be talked to. Even if you guys give a call, Kamala won the election. They've got the numbers, but the question will be, are they going to get this situation reversed? And now, because we can't wait, we can't do it in another 4 years. We won't be here. The United States will be gone. So, and I've heard some people tell me that he's here to destroy the United States. So what are we going to do about it? We're going to be in these stressful times. We're going to need a way of being able to take care of ourselves. The class that I'll be teaching, it'll be different sections and stuff. And I don't know, maybe each class will be $300. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can give me an idea of what would be a great class. Should I teach the whole thing? Because when I initially learned this, I had paid $2,500 to learn all this information, and I was there for a full week learning all of this stuff. So let me know in the comments and stuff what would be, you feel like a fair price would be to start learning all of this stuff during this stressful time. So my name is Lisa Marie with Awaken Naturally, and I will be getting on to other, I'll be learning how to get up onto the, I think it's lisamarieproartist.com is where the website is, but I haven't put anything up for any classes there yet. Or if I can just do a funnel where you guys pay from that. So, and I'm learning about all that stuff as quickly as possible. All right, guys, have a great day and take care of yourself. take a lot of breath, take naps if you need them, go find that Krav Maga in your neighborhood and get some help for how you're going to protect yourself during this time. Because you're going to be out on the street, if anything goes down or happens. Everything's been quiet up here. We did have people pop into my park across the street that had guns the first 2 days after the election, but that seems to have finally calmed down. So, how we're going to protect ourselves during this time, Krav Maga to me is going to be the thing. Unless you already know karate, then you're going to be totally fine with that because you've been taught techniques and tips and all of that type of thing to protect yourself. So, all right, guys, have a good night. Bye.